It's just in the splash screen right now. I just cut this part out. Doesn't matter.
You know, I can still smoke while we're casting, right? You just didn't want me smoking.
It's just harder to talk while you're casting. If you're smoking.
Doesn't bother me.
That's all, bitch. Ready? Wait for you to be done cracking your knuckles. Oh, you know what I wanted to do, though, is I want to put this where it's easier to see. Because I can barely read it when it's that far forward. Hopefully I won't bump, like, fucking everything out of place. Yeah, bitch. Now I can read it better. Alright. Give it, like, a 10-second count on your head, and then we'll put the camera on. Ready?
Sure.
You have to talk up, though, because the blue's kind of quite a distance from you.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Hello, and welcome to another edition of DD Gaming's StarCraft 2 Gamecast. Today we're going to be doing LiquidHayprO versus ROOTMinigun on the map Lost Temple. So before we get started, I'm going to bring up some stats for the players. Go over LiquidHayprO first. He's currently playing on the Korean server in Code A right now. He's at 284 on the Korean server as far as the ladder is concerned, at 3,200 or 3,306 points. 937 wins, 870 losses, about 52% win percentage, so doing pretty decent on the Korean ladder. Whether you think it's better or not, you know, who cares? And
then we have our ProDOS player, ROOTMinigun, and he's 46 on North American ladder. He has a lot of wins, good amount of losses, or actually not a lot. What's the 3,000?
That's his points, my friend.
Oh, his points. Sorry. He has 3,700 points, and actually he hasn't played a ton of games on the ladder, but he has a 55% win percentage.
Awesome. So now we're going to jump straight into the game, and now you also know why mass media is not an English major. Ha! So now we're going into the game. LiquidHayprO spawning in the 6 o'clock position as the red Zerg. Overlord Scout going out. Up at the 12 o'clock position, we have ROOTMinigun spawning as the blue ProDOS. Guess it would be important to note that they are in cross position, so I'm sure Haypro will be happy to hear about that once he scouts and finds out. Bring up the production screen here. Little good luck from ROOTMinigun. And GG. Apparently Haypro just conceded defeat before the game's even begun.
Standard.
Definitely. Scouting probe going out for Minigun. Not going to find Haypro there. Quickly turns around and heads to one of the other positions. Be interesting to see if Haypro actually notices the probe. I don't think he will.
I don't think it would really give him much of an advantage, even if he did.
Probably not much. Could save a drone, though. A little bit of auto move going there from Minigun. He's going to know exactly where Haypro is now. Haypro up to 15 drones.
Gonna get the hatch down. Oh,
not quite. Looks like he is pretty bent on doing this, though. Still not putting out a pool. Went up to 400 minerals, nearly.
Yeah, he got it down in a reasonable amount of time, though. It shouldn't hurt him too much. His pool will still come up. The timings are relatively the same.
Gateway going down now, and gas for Minigun. Haypro does have his spawning pool up now. Probably just going to be a second or two before these guys actually get going. I guess it'd be good to note that in these positions, definitely would expect probably a little bit of a longer game. I wouldn't expect any kind of 4-gate or anything like that.
Yeah, normally you'll see a macro game. Probably we'll see an expansion from ProDOS pretty soon here.
Drone chasing the probe out. Not going to worry about the ramp. Apparently not thinking that Minigun's going to try and do any kind of cannoning stuff, since he did see the gateway now, and the cybernetic score going down. Does see that Minigun's getting gas out of 2 geysers. Queens and a couple lings going up for Haypro now. No ling speed, but not quite to 100 gas yet. Got a little bit later gas. Zealot's going to easily chase the drone out, but he does get the drone out of the base. Haypro positioning an Overlord back in the back of Minigun's base. Probably used at the scout later, I'd assume. Stalker looks like it's going to move out now for Minigun. Maybe do a little early Stalker harass before ling speed gets up.
Yeah, he might try and catch an Overlord or this drone right here. He does have the Zealot. This is pretty normal early pressure. It just kind of forces some lings out, forces them not to be droning as hard as they would probably like to be. Haypro, that is.
Back at Haypro's base, 8 lings going up, Zergling speed, and a Roach Warren. Lings moving forward. Looks like they're going to surround the Stalker, actually. This could be pretty big. Gets the Stalker. Not much micro from the lings on the Zealot, but it looks like he'll definitely easily clean it up.
That was
Gets
still
those
pretty good movement.
2 wounded lings away. Queen out for Haypro. 9 drones coming. Looks like he's just going to try and power up right now. Probably assuming that that little bit of pressure was probably all that Minigun was going to put on him right now. Wisely leaves a ling at the Xel'Naga Tower. Can't say how much not enough people just remember to do little things like that. A lot of sentries though right now for Minigun, as he is going to do a little bit of a 3-gate expand, it looks like. Going up to 4 warp gates now. No other tech in the base at the moment. Ling's hanging out, poking around.
And we do have a forge going down. So maybe we'll see a timing attack here. Maybe he's just planning on starting those upgrades.
Pretty nice little Sim City here. This should probably be a tight wall, I would think.
Yeah.
Pretty fast third, actually, from Haypro. That had to have gone down about 650, 670, or 670, 640 mark. This is really fast third.
Yeah, a lot of Zergs now, when they see Protoss take that second base, they'll go ahead and use that as their timing to kind of throw down their third because they feel confident enough to, in their micro and everything else, to be able to defend any kind of 6-gate pressure or anything like that. So,
Hallucination about to finish up now from Minigun, as he does have warp gate tech finished up. Resource rise right now. Haypro is just a slight lead at 54, now 56 to 51, so just a small lead for Haypro. Back to the production queue. We do have +1 attack going down for Minigun. He's going to send out a hallucinated Phoenix.
quite a few roaches coming out right now.
Yeah, so could maybe be seeing a push.
Yeah.
Haypro should figure out pretty quickly that this is just a hallucination. Nothing to worry about or react to. Is going to get a really good view of what's going on in Haypro's bases, though. Is also even going to see the third. So he does know that Haypro has gone up to 3 bases. Burrow tech going down. Looks like we're going to go roaches with Burrow.
And speed.
And speed. Minigun right now still only operating off of 4 gateways, though. Looks like he's actually, instead of doing that 6-gate stuff, he's going to opt for the +1 and then go up to robotics tech.
He is getting the +1 upgrade right away, though, so...
Yeah, it'll definitely make his army a lot stronger.
Definitely help some of those warp gate units against those roaches.
Still just a lot of roaches coming out for Haypro. Oh, a little bit of a poke, actually. Just barely missed that. From Minigun. Doesn't actually engage, though. Just pokes in and walks back. Looks like he's going to go back to his base. He is putting up a forward pylon still, though. Maybe use that a little bit later on an attack. +1 armor now going up for ROOTMinigun here.
Using that Chrono boost, too.
Haypro getting Overlord speed now. Both players just kind of macroing up right now. Minigun's kind of controlling this lane. Haypro does have control of one of the Xel'Naga towers, though, so he does know that Minigun's not coming from this direction. A couple of Lings poking forward. Actually, he's going to end up losing one. Observer now going forward for Minigun. So without any detection that I can foresee, Minigun is going to have a really good idea of Haypro's composition.
And he's kind of already guessing the right way, getting out some Immortals just to feel a little bit safer, but Haypro already has the Hydras coming up, so I don't know, I kind of feel like right now Haypro is kind of outplaying Minigun at the moment, but we'll see what happens in an actual battle.
Looks like Minigun is actually gearing up for a push possibly here. Or just trying to kind of contain Haypro to 3 bases, maybe. Hard to tell exactly. +1 attack and armor just now going up for Haypro, so a double Evo. Back at the natural for Haypro. Looks like Minigun is going to actually move out now that he does have an Immortal. Probably was just waiting on that Immortal to push out a little bit. Decent force fields, cutting most of the Roach army in half. Doing some decent damage to Haypro. Haypro's going to back up to the other side of those force fields. Haypro making more Roaches and some Hydralisks. Minigun's just going to back off. Looks like he just wanted to pressure him into building some units. +1 attack range. Gearing up for the Hydralisk pretty soon here. Also a Colossus getting built back in Haypro's, or ROOTMinigun's base make that. Looks like he might actually be going double Colossus pretty soon here, just with 4 warp gates and double forge upgrades. Although neither one of the forges is actually doing anything right now. Thermal Lance is being researched. And so we're going to have a little bit of engagement here. Haypro trying to get that chunk of army. Looks like he's just going to basically end up losing some Lings and a couple Roaches in the exchange. Resource-wise, we're looking at 143 for Haypro, so a little bit of a lead for him. 121 for ROOTMinigun. Have a Spire going down now for LiquidHayprO. Somewhere. Where's the Spire? Spreading his buildings out a lot. There's the Spire.
We also have that third up, or coming up, I should say, for ROOTMinigun.
Now that Minigun's got the Colossus out, I think he probably feels safe to expand now, so he's expanding over to his third. Getting some cannons up right away to defend it. And then a double expand coming for Haypro. Going for both his 4th and 5th bases at the same time. Gonna finally take out that pylon that's been just kind of hanging out by his base. Kind of a little bit of a misplaced Overlord. Not really going to stop any Nexuses going down from that location for too long.